But today, where is it? Here it is. I found it. I found the button that makes me go to the normal thing. We're going to be doing more of Danganronpa V3. Oh. I have something caught in my throat. Yeah. We stopped off in like the middle of chapter 2 last time because my brain was hurty. My brain is not hurty today. So we're gonna see how far we get. We might get through the investigation. Probably not though. And the investigations tend to be pretty long and take up their own stream, but we shall see. We'll see how we're rocking and rolling it. Yes, please load this data. For once, it's a manual save slot and not just a normal place where it would tell you to save. It's just free time right now, so we're gonna start off slow and go kiss Gonta because I love him. As soon as I figure out how to pause this freaking video game. There we go. Okay, where is he? Where's that man? Is he in his little... No, he's not in his thing. Oh, he's over here. Oh, because he's hanging out with Kokichi. I forgot that's what he's doing right now. Also, I need to turn it down a little bit. I was too engrossed in the music and just enjoying myself. Probably blowing people's ears out. All right. We're gonna get Gonta to full because I don't think I could handle Gonta not being full friendship. If he ends up dying or something, I would probably, I don't know what would happen to me, but it would not be good, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, Shuichi. Kokichi say stuff that hard to understand. Make Gonta feel sleepy.
Me too, Gonta. Very nice cough. Yes, I will hang out with Gonta for a while.
Oh, okay. Gonta likes spending time with Shuichi, but...
Yeah. Go away, Kokichi. Get out of our face. He's my friend now. You don't get to manipulate him anymore. Give Gonta a present? Yes, I'm pretty sure I have enough canteens to give to him that I never have to have another gift for Gonta. I could just keep giving him canteens for the rest of his friendship.
Thank you. Please.
He loves it.
Wait.
Teach Gonta how to be gentleman.
I told you, I wouldn't know anything about that. This interrogation has been going on for some time now. It appears that Gonta mistakenly believes I have a lot of knowledge of gentlemen. It took a while, but I think I finally made Gonta understand.
Oh, even Shuichi no can teach Gonta.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel awful. I can't let him stay down like this. Hey, Gonta, why are you so focused on being a gentleman?
For Forest family.
Santa's hanging Fruit Loops for a Forest family.
Time in forest make Gonta forget human ways. People start to worry about Gonta. Say Gonta not know how to socialize.
Well, that's understandable. You were raised in the wild, after all.
Maybe.
Gonta rejoin human family, but Gonta not really feel accepted. Human family treat Gonta like their own, but they not accept forest family.
Didn't accept them? What do you mean?
Gonta not know whole story. All Gonta know is Gonta's human family very famous, very respected.
Huh?
Really? Is that so?
So they get mad at Gonta, say Gonta not worthy of family name. They blame Gonta's forest family, say it's all their fault.
Well, they lost you in the first place, Gonta. I don't think that's fair at all. That's awful. They should have been grateful for taking care. That's a weird way to phrase that. They should have been grateful for taking care of you for a decade.
What?
Gonta love forest family. Forest family very important to Gonta. And Gonta loves human family too. Gonta love human mother who birthed him. So Gonta want human family to accept forest family. So Gonta think become true gentleman. Then human family accept forest family.
Hey!
And forest family also be proud of Gonta. See Gonta become such great gentleman. Gonta not smart, but he think about this a lot. It's good idea, right, Shuichi?
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Sure.
Yeah!
That sounds like a great idea.
Thank you!
Thanks. Gonta feel more confident if Shuichi approve. Gonta gonna work hard to become the true gentleman.
But even if Gonta does become a gentleman, his forest family would still... Nah, I shouldn't put doubts in his head. He wants to do this so bad. Yeah! And I don't even think that's true. Oh, hi, Tiara. I was just saying, I think that maybe they will like his forest family if he becomes a gentleman. I don't know, it could happen. Dumber things have happened.
It is now nighttime.
This is an official announcement from the Ultimate Academy. It is now 10 p.m.
The late night special at the exclusive Monacup kitchen inside this dining hall is...
I'm whipping up a rice bowl with chicken, egg, and spicy kimchi. That's only 1,000 calories.
I don't know, that sounds good. You watched Ted Lasso? That's really funny.
It's easy to make. Just cook fried chicken and eggs with rice. Top it with kimchi. Oh, and don't forget the mayo.
Voila, bon appetit.
Look at his Homestar Runner face! Oh, what? That's Homestar Runner! Well, it's just what? I gotta wait a minute. Wait a minute. Homestar Runner. Whoa! I made a baby. I made some chicken. I love to make the chicken, cause I'm Homestar Runner, and I make the chickens. Look at all those chickens. They're pretty good, don't you think, Strongman? Although he kind of, it's more like Homestar. I make the whole meal together. I want all the chickens to be my friends. That's what he really looks like. This is amazing. I love little Homestar Runner face. I walked around the whole stratosphere.
This here's for Monocubs only. We ain't sharing any with yous. Bam! How you like my culinary chaos? So long, farewell.
Okay. I mean, it seemed really simple. I wouldn't eat that greasy food they threatened, even if they threatened to kill me. Yeah, it seemed a little clumsy. Like, I feel like those parts could be good. But it's just like, we just threw all this into a bowl.
But
Anyway, nighttime already, huh? When it gets to be nighttime, I start thinking about things. Was there really no way to save Kaide? I ask myself questions like that. Because no matter how I think about it, what happened to her is my fault. Boo! Huh? Is someone there? The doorbell's ringing. What's up, doorbell? Boo!
Yo!
Hey, come hang out with me for a sec.
Huh? Now? But it's nighttime.
Come on, man.
There's no rule about walking around at nighttime, right? I'll be waiting at the courtyard.
Okay. Wait! But Kaito wasn't listening. He turned and quickly walked away. In the courtyard? At this time of night? What does he want? Could it be about the motive video I have? But how does he know? Wait, should I even go at all? Something might happen. I don't know. I don't think he's that smart. I don't think Kamina has that many brain cells. Hi, Kyo. Oh, are you going out, Shuichi? Are you going out, Shuichi?
Okay.
I'm all over the place with this voice. Yeah, Kaito asked me to come meet him.
Ah, yes.
You have to. Ah, yes. I saw him near the Wisterias? I don't know what that word means. I assume it's like some kind of structure or possibly flowers. It might be flowers. So it was you he was waiting for. But having a secret meeting at a time such as this, do you intend to exchange motives?
No.
I don't know. Maybe. He just asked me to meet him. I don't know why. I was merely joking. However, it would be understandable to come to that conclusion. Please, keep that in mind. Well, since I have witnessed you here, I suggest you avoid taking any foolish actions. In any event, good night. Good. Now I'm even more worried. Something could happen to me. It was clear. I love that. Kyo's clearly like, don't murder anybody because I saw you. And he's like, oh wait, yeah, I could get murdered. Oh shoot, I forgot. Just completely misunderstands what he was trying to say. Hi, Himiko. Oh, it's you, Shuichi. What are you doing up at this hour? Yeah, well, just thinking. But it's pretty late now. I think I'll sleep well tonight. If I knew it'd be like this, I would have had her undo my brainwashing a long time ago. Your brainwashing? Well, good night. Okay, bye. No one's dead yet. Everyone's hanging out outside. Are these wisterias? Is that what is I assume that they're these flowers. Hi, Angie. Huh? Shuichi, where are you off to at this hour? Well, where I'm off to is getting as many people to witness me going out as I can, so that if if Kamina over there kills me, then people will know who did it. Okay? Just remember I was here. Well, I have something to do. What are you doing? Oh, I was just praying to Atua, and just be excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Sayonara.
Good night, Shuichi. See you tomorrow. Okay, goodbye. Tomorrow? Is she planning something? It's all good, Sabaka. I hope you're enjoying, is probably soccer, I assume. If anyone talks about the game outside of America, I just assume it's soccer. Or football. You are watching the football? Ah. Oh, good. Wrong voice. Oh, good. You came. Oh, yeah, Ted Lasso. Is that show fun? Well, people keep talking about it. And it seems like really silly. But I like the concept of like... It's okay. Yeah, I kind of figured it'd just be okay. Like if I had the... What is it? Like Apple TV Plus? The horrible subscription service, like I might watch it if I had that, but I'm not gonna go off in the weeds to get it, you know? That's just, it's not, I don't feel like it's worth that effort. What's wrong, Kaido? Why did you call me out here all of a sudden?
I mean,
See, since I was chosen as an astronaut trainee, I've trained every day, but I haven't done any training here at all. At this rate, I'll get all week, so
got it.
join me, Shuichi.
What? Why me?
All right.
Doesn't matter. Let's get started. Take off your coat.
Wait.
Wait, why?
Shut up.
Instead of complaining, just do 50 push-ups.
I don't know how it happened, but before I knew it... I was doing push-ups with Kaido in the courtyard in the middle of the night.
Why do I have to do this? Now's not the time to use your head. Now's the time to move your body.
I'm glad we're getting some nice training and talking and stuff with Kamina before he dies.
What's the matter? Slowing down already?
Like, this is the most... Everyone who dies in this, like, they talk to poor Shuichi like, hey, I'm gonna die. Did you know I'm gonna die? Death flag, death flag, death flag. All I see are red flags.
I never do push-ups. My arms are giving out. Hey, don't say that. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Make it so. Number 1.
What? That logic makes no sense. Come on, make another reference. Oh, I hate the fan fiction ladies, or not fan fiction. What is she? The cosplayer. I hate she talks about things, so I thought about fan fiction. I hate the stupid cosplayer ladies references. But Kaido, if you say like pierce the heavens or something, I will kiss you. I love it. I'm also sorry that I didn't be friends with you before you're clearly going to die. It's just too bad. Somehow I managed 50 push-ups, but my body was spent. I collapsed on the grass, panting.
Jeez, that's pathetic, man. Getting tired from only 50 push-ups?
Got it.
Well, that's enough for now. We'll pick back up tomorrow.
We're doing this again tomorrow?
Huh? Well, yeah. You gotta do daily training every day, right?
But why do I gotta do this, Kaito?
I mean,
Because this training's for you.
For me?
When I look at you, I can't help but get frustrated. I ask myself, is the one Kaide entrusted her wish to really this weak?
Ah.
I mean,
You've been holding yourself back since then, haven't you? Do you think Kaide died because you made a wrong deduction? Do you think you killed her?
okay.
Yes, I do, Kaito. Because of my detective work. She set up that...
Dumbass.
What are you saying? That was all her fault.
Listen up.
Her sins and her regrets are hers alone. You'll only make her worry about you if you try to bear all those by yourself.
I know.
Damn it.
I know that. I already know that. You don't have to tell me. But I can't help it, Kaido. I can't stop myself from thinking about what I could have done.
It's no use.
I'm scared. I try hard not to be, but I'm scared. I can't stop thinking about the pain and the sadness that comes if I reveal the truth. That's what I'm afraid of. All right, I got it. So that's your enemy, huh?
Huh?
Enemy?
I mean,
Well, you gotta deal with your worries yourself. I can't give you an answer for those. But
no.
at least you know you're weak. As long as you can admit that,
Let's do it.
then you'll be okay. You just gotta train and get stronger.
Huh?
Listen up.
Training is the only way to overcome your weakness.
But in my case, getting stronger is more of a mental concept.
Don't worry about it.
Your head and your body are connected, right? At the end of the day, they're the same.
What does that even mean? He's not making any sense. But maybe that's exactly what I need right now.
Okay.
All right, Kaido. I'll try.
No.
I mean, will you let me? I want to train with you, Kaito. To get closer to defeating my enemy.
Well said.
Well said, bro. But I'm strict, so you better prepare yourself.
Bro, huh? That's the first time he's called me that.
But
Anarchy. He's called him Anarchy. But perhaps you should be training too, Kaito. You talk big for a guy that only did 20 push-ups.
what?
What? You were counting?
Jeez.
Jeez, you even noticed that. I guess you are the ultimate detective after all.
But you know,
The goal was just 50 anyway, so it doesn't matter if I'm a few short.
Well, that's not fair at all. And thus, Kaido and I began our training regimen. I don't really know why Kaido was so concerned about me, but I suppose I can trust someone again. Just this time. I decided to trust Kaito. I decided to trust Kaito and his craziness. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go great. I'm so tired. I worked out for the first time in a long while. I'm completely exhausted. But it's a good kind of exhausted. All right. For now, sleep. I didn't have any intrusive thoughts that night. As soon as my head hit the pillow, I fell into a deep, relaxing sleep. And at the time, I didn't yet realize just how horrific it can be to trust someone in this place. Yeah, we get it. We get it. He's gonna die. It's Jaws. Oh, these are all horror movies, I guess. I should have got it last time when it was The Birds. Because it was... You know, it was, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's what it was. That was the first one. And then it was The Birds. And now it's Jaws. But we get a new whole drawing. This is great. What are you looking at? Who are you guys? You're probably thinking, this killing game is taking forever. Someone just die already. That is what you're thinking, right? Man, you guys are messed up. But I feel the same way too. Jeez, why won't someone just die? Watching people live and die really is the best entertainment. Some people say, what do you think life is? Honestly, life is worthless. When you die, you are quickly forgotten because there's tons of replacements out there. But if you die in a death game, everyone knows who you are. That itself is a form of happiness. Who will find happiness next? My heart's pounding with excitement. Thanks, Monokuma. You're so smart. You're doing great.
Bully bully bo.
Oh, they're all sad.
This is an official announcement from the Ultimate Academy. It is now 8 a.m. Time to wake up.
Dumbass!
What are you eating?
It's fine.
It is okay.
What do you mean?
What's okay?
It is now 8 a.m.
Everybody wake up. Unless you are dead, then disregard.
So then,
Let us all be positive and excited today.
So long, farewell.
Ah, my body hurts. My muscles were still sore from working out, but because of that, I had a good night's sleep for the first time in a while. Perhaps even the first full night's sleep since I got here. So the soreness was nice, in a way.
all right.
Breakfast. Eating a good breakfast became part of my daily routine. Let's go get a nice normal breakfast where nothing will go wrong. Oh, I was gonna talk to him. I saw Ryoma and I'm like, even if he doesn't talk to me immediately, I'm gonna talk to him. Because I like Ryoma.
Oh, Shuichi.
Ryoma, are you headed to the dining hall?
If I went there the way I am now, I'd just ruin the mood.
Hey,
Listen, I can't even begin to imagine what your life has been like. And I know this is going to sound cliche, but you shouldn't give up on life. If you keep living, I'm sure good things will happen.
Good things, huh?
but
Good things are when your wishes, hopes, or dreams are fulfilled, right? What does that have to do with someone like me with no wishes, hopes, or dreams?
But,
more importantly,
Did something happen to you?
huh?
sheesh.
You haven't noticed? You look completely different from yesterday. It's like your eyes have stopped focusing on the past. Your face looks more dependable.
Thanks, buddy. Ryoma's speech was low and melancholy. He turned and walked away.
Okay.
Stopped focusing on the past? No, whatever his name. I can't remember his name because I keep calling him Kamina. Kamina's gonna die. We just had this whole thing where he's like, I'm gonna die. Isn't that great? I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die. It's like, oh, I get it. You're gonna die. Oh, there he is, though. He's still alive. According to my calculations, not everyone has gathered today.
I suppose so.
You can see that without doing any calculations.
Jeez.
Hello! Hi, Nar. Hi, Scorpio. I'm doing good, Nar. Thanks for joining us, both of you. Yeah, Ryoma's definitely like, I don't know, his voice is a little silly, but I don't actually have a deep voice. I have to just pretend to have one for it, so it sounds bad. But it's okay. He's fine. We're making do. I hope everyone is doing well today. Jeez.
Jeez, what's everyone else doing?
It seems as if
It seems Maki has chosen to spend all her time inside her ultimate research lab. I'm not sure what she is doing there, but she has no intention of leaving.
What was that?
What has the ultimate child caregiver got to do in her research lab anyway? Maybe she's hiding a bunch of kids in there that she's secretly taking care of. What? She's not some stray dog on the street raising pups. I also saw Kokichi and Gonta sneaking around together.
Ah,
A couple of virgins sneaking around sounds like bad news to me.
Hey,
I saw Ryoma on my way here, but he said he wasn't coming today.
I see. Well, we don't need that guy around here till he's got his head on straight.
Oh, thanks for the follow! Oh, I didn't play the sound. Ugh! I did the whole thing where it makes... You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, it did? Oh, good! It did make the sound. I just didn't hear it. Well, that's good. Okay, if it's making the sound for you, but I don't hear it, that's fine. As long as it plays. Because I set it up so that, because before it was just coming through my computer. And so when I had my computer sound muted for when I do stuff with the Elgato, it wouldn't play any sound. But now it plays sound no matter what, so that's good. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, it does the so that's nice.
How did the famous Ryoma Hoshi end up like that?
What? The famous Ryoma Hoshi? Moving along. What are those two doing? What is that? I guess they're meditating? Is this the brainwashing thing Himiko was talking about last night? She's got a nice uwu mouth. Hey, what are you guys doing?
prayer time.
Praying to Atua, of course.
Praying to Atua.
What? You too, Himiko?
Yeah, as long as I pray like this, I don't need to waste my energy on useless stuff. No matter what happens or what trouble lies ahead, my heart will be calm.
I'll commit that to my memory bank.
I see. It's escapism.
That's not right.
No, she has merely abandoned reality to speak to Atua.
Actually,
That is escapism.
oh my.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko? On the contrary, I've undone her brainwashing.
I was brainwashed before, back when I didn't feel the presence of Atua. Number 15.
It seems it's too late.
Go.
Himiko, please get a hold of yourself. You have to face reality.
Please.
Hey, Himiko! Himiko!
Stop it.
Stop it. What was that voice like? Stop it. That was really cute. Stop it. When you interrupt me, it messes up my calm heart. I remembered this nightmare reality I'm in. All my insecurities and loneliness. The pain that made me want to die.
Sheesh, Tenko. Don't interrupt Himiko when she's praying.
Then, smiling as always, Angie walked up to Himiko and... Aww. Yeah, they're friends.
I understand, Himiko. You're not actually scared. You're just sad, aren't you? You feel frustrated, anxious, and worried, but you have no one to confide in, do you? It's okay. You're not alone, Himiko.
The poor baby.
I know a handsome god who is keeping a watchful eye on you. Handsome god?
I don't know. Handsome. What a mysterious miracle. I'm not scared anymore.
Thanks, be to Atua.
Ah, how wonderful. It's all thanks to that handsome god.
Hey!
Huh? What handsome god? Wait, Himiko, you like handsome men. Why can't it be me? Barf. Are you playing for the other team? Just... Are you in lesbians with her? Gasp. Playing for the other team. What is... I've never heard that before. I mean, it's... You know, whatever. It just sounds silly. What are you talking about? It's nothing like that.
Hey, Angie, what did you do to Himiko?
Huh? What did I do?
What a surprise!
I did something? I did? What did I do?
Yup.
Ah, yes. Atua has spoken to me. I shall convey his message to everyone.
Oh yeah, she's very classic. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny, like, I don't know. Like, Danganronpa hasn't exactly been one to dance around that kind of stuff. And I was like, ooh, are you playing for the other team? Like, it's such a, like, child thing to say.
Where is this conversation going?
Anyway, what was Atua's message? It concerns me a little.
Hey,
Angie, what are these divine messages?
Atua says this academy suffers from the same sins as the outside world. You're all unhappy because your greed is making you treat each other like adversaries.
Atua has spoken.
Your desire to leave this place is only worsening your greed.
Greed?
Cause Atua says so.
So what is this JoJo pose she's doing? She's like got her hand all wrapped around, like, what is this? This is something Josuke would do. Like, I feel like Josuke specifically would make this, like, point around his head. I'm trying to do it. Ugh. I'm not as flexible as I used to be.
So we must cast aside that sinful greed and rejoice in our new life here. New lives here.
So you're saying we should live here for the rest of our lives?
No.
No, that's wrong.
How divine!
Hell yeah, we're JoJo posing like idiots, wrapping our hands around our heads and stuff. We're very cool. Monkey see, monkey do.
It's not enough to simply live here forever. Our lives must also be full of divine purpose. In other words,
See?
we must make this academy heaven on earth. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
What?
And then?
In doing so, our desire to leave will vanish and the killings will cease.
that's...
Are you being serious right now?
Because
This place provides us all with shelter, food, clothing, and wonderful friends.
you'll get punished.
What more could you possibly desire? Do not give in to your greed.
What?
Holy shit!
Himiko!
Himiko, do you hear this nonsense? Snap out of it!
Cut it out.
Atua's divine messages are never wrong.
What?
Yep.
I mean, I don't think the food running out is the biggest problem with this suggestion. I'm just gonna be real. Ooh.
Himiko is a good girl and a fast learner.
And then?
Together we devised a truly divine plan. The best plan ever to help us live lives of fulfillment here.
The best plan?
Here,
Tell them, Himiko.
everyone!
Make them burst with happiness.
Yeah, explode with excitement. It's finally happening.
Great, huh?
The amazing Himiko's magic show is finally opening.
Huh?
Look at her. She's so excited, sort of. She definitely almost cares. A magic show?
I almost started doing the wrong voice.
Don't worry, admission is free. Actually, I guess admission will just be your smiles. Over the years, my show has given many smiles to people with broken hearts. Now is the time to demonstrate my powers.
With my magic.
My magic is the only thing that can heal your twisted hearts.
But in our current predicament, performing magic tricks is quite illogical.
Stop it.
Yeah. Don't disturb my concentration. You gotta learn to read the mood already. And it's called a magic show because I do magic, not tricks. Screw your magic show. I don't get excited about that crap.
You're way too excited.
How about that?
The show opens tomorrow morning. Come to the gym after the morning announcement. You guys better get excited and look forward to it with anticipation.
Say,
Surely you mean anticipation? Or have I misunderstood the nature of this show?
Well then.
As this seems wrong. I don't think I like this one.
Yeah, she has trouble with the stone toss mouth and all. It's a very serious condition. Remember, folks, for just the price of a cup of coffee, you can donate. Children everywhere are born with stone toss mouth. It's a serious condition that it affects tens of children across the globe. It turns them into smug little amogus. Look at this face. Can you deny this face? Absolutely. And that's part of the problem.
Himiko and I will begin the prep work, and I'm supposed to ask others to help too.
Sayonara.
I'm counting on you guys to help. Bayonara.
Yeah, farewell. I should have. That would have been funny. I don't have it. You can post Kaide. You could do it yourself. With my fantastic emotes. You have the power. What? No, you can't. You have the power. They're real.
It's real. Tomar, it's real. It's you, Tomar.
Yeah, they got approved like a couple days ago. No, not show a link. I just mean post her. Post this rat. Oh, you're still at work? Oh, jeez. That's no fun. After announcing their show before anyone could react, Himiko and Angie left the dining hall.
Himiko?
Himiko, what happened to her? Faith as intense as this can be quite terrifying.
but
There may be no cause for concern. This does not appear to be related to our motive videos.
Come on, man.
You're only worried about that?
I'm worried.
Of course, we cannot afford to take Monokuma's motives lightly. But everyone who is in here could be showing each other their videos, right?
The fuck you just say?
You mean Kokichi, Gonta, and Ryoma?
No.
No, I don't think that's it. Ooh, I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes rule. Even with 3 people, there's a low probability of them having each other's motive videos. It seems unlikely that one of them would show a motive video without seeing their own in return. So I don't think a video exchange in a small group like that is likely. I see. That is true.
Well done.
Not bad. That's the ultimate detective for ya.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The same goes for Angie and Himiko.
Give me Himiko back!
What do you think?
For now, let us have some breakfast, shall we? I have prepared meals for everyone. Of course, I will deliver meals to those who are not currently present.
You don't gotta do that. I'll eat their portions. Kaito, don't push yourself too hard.
Whoa.
After I helped the stuffed Kaito to his room, I returned to my own. Way to go. Kokichi and Gonta, Angie and Himiko, and Ryoma, and Maki too. Everyone's all over the place, but I shouldn't just leave them be. There has to be something I can do. Yes, I'm gonna do something about this. More free time, okay. I was thinking we'd be done. And he'd be like, oh, I've got to go help. Wrong button. I figured he'd be like, oh, I've got to go help. Oh, geez, I'm getting roped into helping with the magic stuff today. Oh no. It keeps happening. But I guess I can go finish up Gonta's friendship wheel or whatever. Wait, am I on the right side? I am on the right side. Gonta, time for the final Be My Friend.
Hey,
Hey Shuichi, others gather at dining hall, right? Gonta think about going, but Kokichi say he wanna have strategy meeting with Gonta.
Yeah, let's hang out.
but
You want Gonta, Shuichi? I don't mind. Go ahead and take him off my hands, okay?
weird.
Don't talk like that. Gonta not property.
Yeah, Gonta friend. Jerkwad.
So, what should we do? You can pick, Shuichi.
I spent some time with Gonta. Yeah, we grew a little closer. I'll give him another canteen because he loves it. Delicious, delicious canteen.
Thank you.
Oh, for Gonta. Thank you, Shuichi.
Yeah, he loves it.
Excuse me.
Because Gonta is the ultimate entomologist, I decided to ask him about his work. Gonta, you really are impressive. You know that?
Bugs are.
Gonta nothing special. Gonta just listen to what bugs say.
He's always so humble. Sure, he discovers new insect species, but he also develops cultivation methods. And once discovered a parasitic worm that was causing disease and was praised as a hero.
Then,
You've saved so many lives, Gonta.
cause Gonta gentleman.
Yes, but gentlemen supposed to help people. Gonta gotta work even harder and become true gentlemen.
Hey,
You know, Gonta, you say that, but I know how truly amazing you are. I don't think you need to work so hard to be a gentleman. You're already incredible.
no way. family?
But Shuichi, Gonta must become gentleman for Forest family.
Because
The reason you developed your ultimate entomologist talent was because your forest family taught you so much about insects and animals, right?
Yes, that right?
then
So you should be proud of that, Gonta, no matter what anyone says. Your forest family helped you to develop into the talented man you are today.
That all Gonta need?
okay.
That's plenty, Gonta. From now on, as long as you work hard as the ultimate entomologist, your family will accept you.
Gonta.
But Gonta no help anyone right now.
No, that's wrong.
You are. You saved me before, remember? I almost fell down the staircase.
Oh, I'm.
Gonta, you're a more amazing person than you think you are.
Shuichi!
Thank you.
Gonta open eyes now. Gonta understand. Gonta learn from you. Gonta gonna get even better at talent he got from Forest family.
Gonta do his best.
But Gonta still gonna try to become gentleman.
Why? Hey,
At first, Gonta do it for Forest family, but now, Gonta just wanna be gentleman. Gonta wanna be nice, serious, refined, polite gentleman. That's Gonta's goal now.
you're right.
I see. Then I think that's a great goal to have.
Yeah, Gonta work hard to reach goal.
After a firm nod, Gonta's expression softened and he looked at me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shuichi. Gonta understand a lot more cause of you.
Gonta,
Gonta glad he meets Shuichi.
from now on, Gonta keep you and everyone else safe, like true gentlemen.
Yeah, like a real hero. Gonta took my hand and squeezed it, and I squeezed back. There's a real bond here. I believe it with all my heart. Hooray! We did it!
I got bond, true bond.
As an achievement. Wild Awakening. Let's check it out. Let's see what the hell that is. I got Gonda's loincloth. That's great. Thanks a lot, Gonta. That's just lovely. Whoa. Guess there's not still some time left. Huh? I guess that's Kaito, but is he here to train already? Weren't we supposed to train at night? It's a little early. Let's look at... Ooh, it's stress music. Where is his... Yeah, we got Gota's undergarments. Gota's favorite loincloth. For a while, he wore tailored briefs, but he couldn't get used to the close-fitting underwear since he grew up in the forest. What a hero. What was I doing? Oh yeah, skills. How do I skills? Oh right, I have to go here. And then go to skill list. Austin thought, charisma down. It's called wild something. Like wild determination. Wild Awakening. Increases critical damage. Oh. I don't really care about that, but it's something. The tension gauge will increase at a faster rate, effective during argument armament. Meh. 51st, removes the time penalty for breaking non-erasable piece. Blah. Imagination excavation. There are more? There's more new terrible mini games? Ah. I hate it. I hate the terrible mini games. There's a driving psych taxi or psyche taxi. The amount of letter cubes. What the fuck? I hate this. Instantly silences loud voices, effective during mass panic debates. Silences all conversations except those the reticle is on. Ooh. That's actually really interesting. Deals V points. Delusion. Fully recovers the influence gauge while concentrating. Oh. And the focus gauge drains slower. Decreases the delay after using truth bullets or truth blades. Huh. That's actually useful for a lot of things. Speed of the reticle. Oh yeah, increases the speed of the reticle. I wanted that. I remember last time I was like, God, I fucking move faster. Alright, that's good. We're saying that's fine. Alright, Kaito, what's your deal? Shuichi, run! Huh? What happened? Don't just stand there. Run! Hurry! He's coming!
What happened?
Who's coming? Gah. Kaito risked a glance down the hallway and immediately stiffened up in fear. Damn it, he's already here. Hurry, Shuichi, run!
Shuichi!
If we both make it out of this alive, let's train again. Kaito? Kaito gave his ominous warning and ran away at lightning speed.
Huh?
What? Who are you talking about? Yeah, no one's dead yet. I peeked through the gap in the doorway to discover what Kaito was so terrified by. Gonta's mad. Oh no! That's Gonta, isn't it? He looks different.
What's going on?
It looks like he's checking each room. He'll be at my door soon.
I don't know what he's up to, but it's probably better not to be here.
No, he's my friend. I believe in Gonta. Careful to avoid alerting Gonta, I quietly tiptoed down the hall. I stealthily made my way to the courtyard. Oh, Gonta, you missed me becoming best friends with Gonta. I gave him a big kiss, and I got his loincloth. What was that all about? What was Gonta up to?
Yeah. From the looks of it, you ran away from Gonta too.
Ryoma.
What now? I don't know why, but it seems like he's gone into a rage and is trying to catch everyone. He was charging right at me at top speed.
He threw himself right at you, but you managed to get away? That's amazing.
Yeah, I used the Shukuchi method, a technique from my tennis days. Like a flash step, you know?
Don't reference Bleach in my video game! Don't do that! Not allowed! No Bleach! Take it away!
Of course, I've gotten rusty since back in the day, but Gonta's still got a ways to go. He won't be able to catch me like that.
Shukuchi. Ryoma must have been an incredible player back in the day.
By the way, I'm sorry for saying something so uncool like I've got no reason to live.
No, you don't have to apologize.
I'm going to say this so we're clear. I'm not so stupid that I'd waste my life. I only said something like that because I was jealous of you.
Why?
Jealous?
If I had a stronger attachment to life, I could try my best alongside you all.
Suddenly, Ryoma ducked down, taking cover. When I looked to find what had scared Ryoma, I saw. There he is.
Hey, where are you going?
He's fucking pissed. He's gone Super Saiyan for real.
Huh? Gonta?
Didn't we just talk?
Sorry, Shuichi, but I'm gonna run. I've still got things I need to do.
No. Gonta no can let you leave. Sorry, but it's for your own good.
Gonta charged at us like a runaway train, and then I lost consciousness. Yeah, not shocking. I didn't even feel the impact. Didn't have time to scream. My world turned dark. And in this pitch black world, I thought to myself, this is what it's like to die. I can't die yet. Oh, that's someone else. Who is that? Who's talking to me in my brain?
Morning, sleepyhead. You're finally up, Shuichi.
Whoa!
Huh? What? Are you gonna ask, who am I? And where am I?
Who am I? What am I?
Well, you're definitely Shuichi Saihara. And this place is... I guess hell. Hell?
I can tell, because you're here! I shook my head, confused. I looked around. Is this...
You're awake. This is the Ultimate Entomologist Research Lab.
Huh?
The Ultimate Entomologist Lab? Why? I remember. I was attacked by Gonta, and then...
That's correct.
The same is true of all of us. We were all seized by Gonta and brought here.
But Shuichi's the only one who got knocked out.
By the way,
Gonta apologized for that. Apparently, he couldn't slow down in time when he tried to grab you.
why?
What is this, anyway? Why did Gonta do this?
Oh my.
It's because of that guy. He was provoked by that guy.
Yeah, I know. That man. The one. Oh, we're in chapter 2. Thank you for joining us, Kokichi. He just was like, oh, I guess you're in hell. And I'm like, yeah, I know. 'Cause you're here. You big bastard. I'm just mad at him right now for instigating Gonta. I feel like that's not a thing that you should do. I think he's being mean. There's no use trying to escape. Gonta will just catch you again. Well, then what's the deal, dude?
No.
Is this your doing, Kokichi? Did you have Gonta kidnap us? He's so simple-minded. As soon as I told him that everyone who hates bugs was trying to get rid of them, he started crying and said that he would get you guys to love bugs, or something like that. Thanks for the follow, by the way, Kokichi Oma. We're having a good time. I think that makes 100 followers, actually. Ooh, that's exciting. I'm excited about that. I think I was at 98 before the stream. I did promise back at like 50 followers that when I got 100 followers, I would read the first chapter of Homestuck. So we'll have to do that at some point. We'll have to make a big event of it. So that'll be fun. You're gonna have to be subjected to that. Because apparently Twitch has a Homestuck like category. KISSING. He started. Yo, I already read that. Sorry, I was too busy thinking about about the terrible things that I'm going to do to my audience, because I love causing pain, of course, which is why I'm reading the Danganronpa series in the first place, because I love cringe. I just I take a big spoonful of cringe and I eat it. And that's why we're all here. Welcome to the mandatory insect meet and greet. A bit cringe, innit, bruv? Yeah, a little bit, mate. Oh, Gonta thought up the name, so if you don't like it, voice your complaints to him.
Terrible.
You're terrible. You tricked Gonta.
Right?
Isn't it great? Only an evil supreme leader like me could do something so evil.
A bit stupid, innit, Hammock?
Jeremy, you're gonna have to pilot the Ava, or else Hammond will do it again. And he'll crash it. And he'll make us go over budget.
Kokichi.
Why are you doing this? Oh, I thought we could throw ourselves a little screening party with all our videos.
See?
With you all here, exchanging our motive videos wouldn't be that difficult at all. And I want to see your videos too. So I figured we could all binge watch them together.
Please, wait!
Do you know what will happen if you do that? Everyone will know their motive and a killing will be more likely to happen?
But...
A full squid. I've seen squids and kids, but I don't think it's possible for the two to exist in the same timeline. I don't believe it. But I like playing on mean difficulty. Also, I don't run from battles in RPGs either. I want to win this killing game, so I'm not gonna run from it. I'm gonna crush it.
How exciting!
That'll be way less boring, don't you think?
Huh?
What the hell does that mean?
See?
I tried to warn you guys. I told you that we shouldn't cooperate with each other. Plus, if I'm gonna do this, then I gotta enjoy myself and just go all the way. And the thought of playing a death game if the thought of playing a death game doesn't excite you, you'll never win. Understand? It's funny, most of the time when I see people do the squid thing with like the basic Twitch squid, they omit the second little tentacle. They do the first tentacle, like the end, right? And then they do the wavy one, and then the squid body, but they don't do another wavy one. They just leave they make a short tentacle. I'm like, why? You're cutting off his arm. Or I guess it's more like an octopus, really. Because squids have, like, weird different tentacles. But the point is that people always cut off his arm, and I always feel bad. Strangely, I could detect no evil in his smile as he said that. It was an innocent smile, like a frolicking child. Although perhaps it's just another lie.
Hey,
Ryoma's based. Ryoma's a funny little guy.
Thank you for waiting. Gonta, bring Himiko and Angie.
Huh? Himiko and Angie too? Aw, man. And I was about to take a break too. I just finished all the prep work.
Yeah. What's the meaning of this?
Himiko, are you okay? My saliva makes injuries heal faster.
Piece of cake.
Does your face hurt? Do you want me to spit on your face to make it feel better?
Stop it.
No. I love it. Stop it. She said, stop it. No.
Hey!
Hey, Gonta. Are these the only ones you brought back from the gym?
Oh, Kirumi at gym, but she'd tell Gonta she too busy.
Huh? And you just let her go?
Atua has spoken.
Atua says Kirumi feels any request someone makes of her, like a mommy.
Hey!
She's not a mom, though. Wait, what request? I requested she sew the curtains. I don't think even Gonta can disturb her.
Sorry.
Sorry, not even Kota's strong enough to overcome Kirumi.
Yeah, because she's too powerful. What a queen. Well, I guess at least one of you is worthy of being called an ultimate.
By the way,
Well, nothing we can do about her. Are all the others still hiding somewhere?
Oh, Gonta see Miu, but Gonta's face get red hot, so Gonta no could bring her.
Your face got hot. You mean you were hot on her trail, right?
No, she used her, what she call it? Secret woman weapon, and then... Anyway, this enough people, right? Insect meet and greet is off to smashing start.
maybe.
I love you, Gonta. He's so good. He's my hero. Yeah, sure, this is good enough. But we should move on to the main event anyway.
You can't!
Gonta, don't be deceived. He just used you to abduct us all.
Oh, really?
Nuh-uh.
No. No. This is for the insect meet and greet. I like bugs even more than you do, Gonta.
Oh, more than Gonta? Amazing! You like bugs that much?
It would appear further argument is a useless endeavor.
Hey,
Now, Gonta, go ahead and teach them just how wonderful bugs are. I gotta run an errand, but I'll be back. Don't let them leave, okay?
all right.
If they try to leave, it means you gotta really show them why bugs are so great.
Got it.
Could it be?
Wait, you're leaving?
Yeah.
Of course. Someone's gotta break into your rooms to get the goods. Lockpicking is a cinch for an evil supreme leader like me.
What?
What? You're going to enter a girl's room without permission?
If I must.
It seems I must be the one to take care of this. With
You're
my
so
talent,
dumb.
Kokichi, I will stop. Yeah. I don't have time to listen to some robot. Let's see. It's exactly 9 p.m. right now. I should be back by nighttime. Well, have fun with the bugs till then. Oh, great. He's gonna make Gonta shove bugs in our faces. So terrible. Oh, I hate the bugs. Oh no. Gonta, don't show me a cool bug. I'd feel so sad. Oh no. Kokichi then left the classroom. It appears we are caught in Kokichi's trap.
What should we do?
At this rate, it'll end up as a motive video screening party. My Neo Aikido is no match for Gonta's superhuman strength either.
Everyone.
We still have a chance when Kokichi comes back. That's when I will take care of this. Everyone, please just endure it until then. Endure it?
Everyone, play nice.
Okay, now we start the fun insect meet and greet.
Yes! When I had first woken up, Kokichi told me this was hell. It appears that wasn't a lie. He's straight, like, exuding them from his body. The incredible specimens each gave off the appearance of vigor and vitality. And they were exactly as vigorous as they looked. With our escape route blocked off, all we could do was run around the room in a panic. The nighttime announcement played, but it didn't save us. The bugs have captured Himiko. The insect meet and greet continued without mercy.
What happened, Kokichi? You said you'd be back by nighttime.
Ah, oh no! Himiko is being buried alive by insects!
Yeah!
Himiko,
The bees! Not the bees!
The more you yell, the more bugs can get into your mouth.
Not the bees! Finally, our bodies were completely exhausted, and sleep was nearly upon us. He finally came back. Ah, there are bugs everywhere. How how nice.
Oh,
Oh, you come back, Kokichi. Come, we have fun.
everyone play nice.
We're gonna have so much fun.
You know, as much as I'd love to do that, maybe we should call it a day, huh?
See?
The bugs look really tired, and a gentleman knows how to do things in moderation, you know?
You right.
Oh, going to understand.
So you clean up while I take care of business with the others. Kokichi's hands were full of several Cubs pads. Okay, 1 second. I will be right back. Don't go nowheres. It'll be just a second. I promise. I promise. Okay, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. Everything's fine. I solve all the problem. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. Back to video games. Sorry about that quick interruption. What? Controller, please. Controller, please. I mean, video games, yeah, in sort of the loosest sense of the term. All right, Kokichi, what's your problem? You guys okay? Y'all look like drowned sewer rats. 'Cause you're late.
Wait,
You said you'd be back by nighttime, but it's already 11 p.m. now.
My bad.
Sorry, I ran into an unexpected snafu. But look! Cubs pads! Gotta catch them all! I even got the pads belonging to the people who aren't here. Now everyone can watch their motive video. Ah!
oh my.
We said we don't want to.
How exciting!
Well, it's late and I'm getting sleepy, so let's start already.
Hey,
Start what?
Well, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it, Gonta. Just keep watch so these guys don't... That's it. I won't let you do as you please. Ah.
I also.
I didn't want to use this unless I absolutely had to. It eats up a lot of my electricity.
We must do it.
But that's neither here nor there. I will stop you right here, right now.
Huh?
Kibo, what are you going to do? Still glaring at Kokichi, Kibo slowly reached a hand behind his ear and spun the mechanical parts there.
It's lighting up? Is he gonna self-destruct or... Huh? What's that sound?
One moment, please. I'm rewinding the tape right now.
The tape?
Oh no.
Right there.
Kibo shouted out and pushed his palm against his ear. That's when...
Is this your doing, Kokichi? Did you have Gonta kidnap us?
Was that my voice?
He's so simple-minded. As soon as I told him that everyone who hates bugs was trying to get rid of them, he started crying and said that he would get you guys to love bugs. Or something like that.
Or something like that. I love his voice. I love his terrible voice.
Could this be?
How about this?
So, what do you think? You just saw my audio recording function for the first time.
What?
Did he really just whip out an audio recorder like it's some kind of secret weapon?
Actually,
Really? It's a cassette tape? In this day and age?
Huh?
But it's metal tape, you know.
wait, why?
The sound quality isn't the issue.
Let's just put this aside now. More importantly, it seems to have worked.
Kokichi, what do you mean? You not like bugs?
Oh, man.
Man, now it's boring.
was it right?
You say we get them to understand how amazing bugs are. Was that a lie?
I wouldn't lie to you. I love bugs from the bottom of my heart.
All right.
Oh, so it's not a lie. Then Gonta happy. Let's have fun with bugs all night.
Hey, Bugs!
Who want to pet more bugs?
Everyone!
We must run while we still can.
Wait, we need to take back our Cubs pads first.
Oh, nice. She just got all of them. Aww. Based. Way to go, Gonta. I knew you would protect me. After leaving the room, I could still hear the muffled buzzing and Kokichi screaming. We might be corpses by tomorrow morning.
It's plain to see.
Don't joke about that. What if it happens? It's just plain impossible. So, how do we return these Cubs pads back to their rightful owners?
Please.
If only the Mono Cubs were here, I'm sure they'd help us.
Oh, it's just you?
It's fine.
Kokichi a hoe for real. That dude went down and he deserved it. The others are asleep. If you need something, I can help you. It's about the Cubs pads. Kokichi brought them to us and
Okie dokie.
I simply need to return them. I will return each one to your respective rooms, you bastards. He left. Well, that was abrupt.
But out of all of them, we can probably trust that one, right?
Yeah, we can trust that one to actually get the job done. He'll put them in the right rooms.
Well then,
Shall we go back to our dorms? It is well past nighttime.
That's true. We have the magic show tomorrow.
You're right.
Because of all this, we couldn't do a rehearsal. But I'm sure it will be a divine show.
We'll be waiting for you to come watch. We'll be waiting, she says. It's Himiko's show, not yours.
I suppose it's alright. I just remembered, I wasn't able to train with Kaito today. Too bad. We can do it tomorrow night, though. It's not like I'll never see him again or anything.
Shuichi! Like every line, it gets worse. Like every time, it's like,
Oh, I didn't train with him tonight. Already bad. Oh, I guess I can do it with, I can train tomorrow. Even worse. It's not like I'll never see him again. Bro, I'm begging you. You have to stop this. You have to. I can't do this. I can't live like this. Worn out from all the commotion, we dragged ourselves back to our rooms. It's close to midnight now. Tomorrow's a busy day. I should get some sleep. I collapsed onto the bed and quickly fell asleep. What movie is this? Is this like a Charlie Chaplin? Is that what this is supposed to be? Because it's all been horror movies till now. So I guess, yeah, I mean the little mustache. I think it's supposed to be like a Charlie Chaplin silent film. You pray, miracles happen every day. What are the odds of existing on Earth? The same as a tornado blowing through a junkyard and assembling a working car. True. That's a miracle. Probably all happened by accident then. Its accidents totally work that way. If a miracle does happen, it just gets chalked up as fate or destiny or whatever. Be grateful for the miracles that have already happened instead of hoping for new ones. If you do that, you should be able to enjoy miracles, right? We all know that tornadoes assemble cars all the time. And that is a thing that could ever happen.
Rise and shine, or sign.
God, they're so loud.
It is now 8 a.m.
This is an official announcement from the Ultimate Academy. It's 8 a.m., so wake up!
Oh, he left. Monosuke is so impatient. He's been cranky lately, so it's making him impatient. I forgot that she's the Uwu voice. I don't like impatient men.
I want to get along with Monosuke.
All right.
It's a little early, but I'll go ahead and do the nighttime announcement too.
And that's that.
It'll be 10 p.m. later.
It's too early. Your impatience is trying to warp time and space.
Whoa. Time and space. It's bad.
Today's the day of Himiko's magic show. But the insect fiasco yesterday. And now this? We really have time to be doing this stuff? Well, I suppose I shouldn't think about it so much. I'll just go to the gym for now. It's not like we have anything else to do. I'm like yeah, time, but like what? What do you think you're supposed to do? Samugi, hi.
Good morning.
You okay?
You look a bit sick.
Yeah, it's just the sounds of those bugs buzzing is still in my head. Even after I went to bed, I just kept hearing it, so I didn't get that much sleep.
That's...
Ah, that must have been rough.
Gonta would be sad to hear it, but I like bugs even less now. I'm glad there aren't any bugs outside of Gonta's lab. Oh, wait. Are there?
Well, Gonta did say that he thought he saw a really tiny bug once.
Oh yeah, he did say that. But even with Gonta's 0.625 vision, he could only barely see it, right? So, isn't it possible he was just plain mistaken? No, actually, I really hope he was mistaken.
Oh my.
Ah, I'm so over bugs. I'm just gonna forget last night and enjoy the magic show.
You're right.
Yeah.
Alright!
Yeah, let's go to the gym.
Let's go to the beach.
Ninky Manjaj.
Just gonna ignore Kibo. I just want to get to the gym. I just want to do the thing. All right, who's dead? Tell me now. Oh, actually, hi, Kirumi.
Kirumi.
Kirumi. Why did he say it like that? Kirumi. Like he was announcing her name in a fighting game. Kirumi. Chun-Li.
Good morning. Everyone has already gathered for the show.
Is that right? I suppose everyone's looking forward to it.
That is correct.
Miu seems particularly excited. Her eyes were lit up like a child's.
He's that excited, huh? Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited.
It seems as if.
By the way, it would seem that some outrageous events transpired last night.
Hey,
Yeah, Kokichi tricked Gonta into going along with his motive video screening plan. But thanks to Kibo, we put a stop to it. It's okay.
I see.
I see. So Kokichi truly does intend to oppose us.
Please, go
No
ahead.
matter. Let's go inside. Everyone is waiting.
All right. Show me the murder. Someone's gonna get sawed in half or something. Whoa. This is even nicer than I thought it'd be. Oh no, not piranhas. This is just gonna be terrible.
Yaha!
Welcome to our magic show. What do you think? Isn't it divine?
okay.
Yeah, it is. I didn't think you would have a real stage set up. Did you and Himiko do all this?
No.
No. This would have been impossible with just 2 people. I got others to help us. Kaito and Kibo helped carry equipment from Himiko's research lab. I designed the stage, but Kirumi sewed the curtains.
Thanks, B2 Atua.
Everyone is so nice. Atua deserves all the credit.
No.
Shouldn't everyone who worked on it get the credit?
Oh, well, I didn't ask you to help because I didn't know what you would be useful for.
That's.
Did you really have to say that?
I don't know.
Anyway, just sit tight. Once we're done preparing, we'll start right away.
Done preparing? You're not ready yet?
Yep.
The star of the show needs to settle her nerves.
The star of the show requires mental preparations. Oh no, she's nervous. She's shaking like a leaf. You got this, Himiko.
Could it be?
You can kill someone, I believe it. Himiko, are you a bit nervous? Just a little bit. Certainly doesn't look like just a little bit. Because the magic I'll be performing today is the Extreme Water Magic Underwater Escape Act. I've never successfully cast it before. It's pretty difficult, so I'm a little nervous.
Huh?
You've never cast it before? And today, in order to raise the stakes,
There's a time limit. If I don't escape from the tank within the time limit, piranhas will be dropped in. I'll be pureed. Pureed? This is looking a little dangerous. The water is cloudy, so I can't see very clearly, but I do see fish swimming around. Those are all piranhas, huh? They don't look like normal piranhas. Those piranhas were in my research lab. Angie said we should use them for the show. Angie's such an enabler.
No.
Wait, piranhas are way too dangerous. Tenko.
Himiko!
Please reconsider. They're piranhas. They're nothing like lasagna.
With my magic.
Uh-huh. Funny lasagna joke. Japanese people say words that sound like other words, and that's the joke. No need to worry. I'll instantly kill all the piranhas with my magic.
Huh?
You're gonna kill them? I thought this was an escape trick. Himiko, are you serious? There's no way I can stop now, since Atua's watching the show and all.
No!
There's no such thing as Atua! Angie has brainwashed you!
What was that?
You don't believe in my magic? Well, I can do it. I'm a skilled young girl, 'cause I'm a mage. Whoa, and she got deleted from existence. She didn't even do a little spin. She psyched herself up and headed straight to the water tank. Of course, I believe in your magic. You're my precious friend. Tenko.
Yoo-hoo!
Ready, Himiko? Did you say your prayers and use the bathroom? Yeah, I said my prayers and went pee. Then let's get this show started. It's starting already? But not everyone is here yet. Maki, Kokichi, Ryoma, and Kaito aren't here. What happened to Kaito? I thought he'd be here for sure. I wonder if something happened.
Thank you, Atua, for being with us today.
Boo! Boo! You're supposed to thank us first!
Yeah, ha 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 ha! I present to you the mysterious, the miraculous, the amazing Himiko!
I can't believe Kaito didn't make it after I said he's dead, he's dead, he's dead 3 times into the mirror to trigger all of his death flags.
The magic I will perform today is the extreme water magic. Underwater escape act.
This is so wrong. I don't like it.
If you would please turn your attention to the water tank in front of you. When the timer above the stage starts, Himiko will enter the water tank. Once she's in the tank, her assistant, me, will draw the curtain in front of the tank. After 60 seconds have passed on the timer, a separate suspended tank will open and drop in a school of piranhas. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
After the piranhas have fallen and the curtain is opened, if by some miracle Himiko has been gobbled up, please give a big round of applause. Just kidding. It's a joke.
Thanks, Angie.
Are you feeling all right?
I'm concerned about Himiko. She's not responding properly to Angie's jokes.
Gonta worry. Gonta have bad feeling.
Please protect Himi.
No!
Wait, what am I doing praying to that's Angie's stick?
Oh.
Well, I guess you could pray to some other god?
Well then, let's begin. The amazing Himiko's magic show.
Yay! In her typical high-pitched voice, Himiko made her announcement and started the timer. Then she took a breath and dove into the water tank.
Okay, I'm closing the curtain.
Angie closed the curtains, obscuring the water tank from view. We stared silently, waiting. I clenched my fists nervously, my palms damp with sweat.
Himiko is still not out.
She went in mere moments ago.
Well, do you think she's all right?
Gonta's starting to worry. Should we do something?
She still hasn't come out. Are you sure she's okay?
She just, okay, so this is weird, right? Because normally when it's like, ooh, underwater escape act, they go in a locked thing or like in a big coffin that's chained up for effect. Like, ooh, they're in a big chained up coffin. But she's just like swimming around. Like, couldn't she just jump out of the, I don't know. I don't know, it's weird.
Gonta can't take it anymore!
Gonta cried out, leaped out of his seat, and
Gonta?
ran up onto the stage.
Oh, you can't do that. We're still in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I'm worried too. Thank you, Gonta, for being the only person who cares.
But if Gonta does nothing, piranhas will eat Himiko!
That's not what that says, but okay.
Less than 10 seconds remain.
I don't care if it ruins the trick. Just come out. The stress is bad for my heart.
For murder.
Himiko!
I guess Gonta's like, oh, she's not in there. Because otherwise he'd probably save her and punch. Gonta would dive in and punch every individual piranha as they came out of the thing. He'd like look up and just aura them all as they fell individually into the tank. And you just see piranhas flying out all over the place. Like slamming against the ceiling. Right when the timer hit 0, the buzzer went off. And then the bottom of the suspended tank swung open, and the murky water and the shadowy shapes inside fell straight into the water tank Himiko was swimming in.
Huh? Look, the piranhas.
Gonta's clearly confused about something.
Hurry! The curtains! Open the curtains already!
Got it. I'm opening it now.
When Angie pulled apart the curtains, we witnessed an unbelievable sight.
It's Kaito in there for some reason. Oh no, it's Ryoma! Oh, it's the wrong person. It was Ryoma, you were right. I was sure they'd keep stringing along the Ryoma doesn't want to live, but he's survived thing. He had handcuffs on, though. I was sure they were going to be like, ooh, he doesn't want to live, but he keeps being alive. Oh, that's crazy. I was sure they were going to keep stringing that bit along, and I was going to get annoyed by it.
Then again, perhaps we weren't trying to process it. Perhaps we didn't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's a little funny. He's so small. Behold, the magnificent underwater escape. Oh, Himiko. You did such a good You did such a good job. It's not her fault. What's up, young daddy? Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying your time.
Everyone, please gather in the gym.
We're already here.
Turns out. A body in the gym. I'm glad I got those alerts working now. It makes me happy. Yeah, what's up? Thanks for joining us today. I'm not sure how much of the investigation I'm gonna get through, because generally I only go about 4 hours, but we'll see. We'll see. I think we'll probably do the whole 4 hours as much as I can. We'll have a little bit of investigation left over for next stream, so we can do that and the trial. We'll see how it goes. Yes, Sabaka. What is you want? And then Himiko turned to look back at the water tank. Oh, this investigation. Oh, good. I'm so excited. A thin line divides heaven and hell. Deadly life. Let's rock. I can't get over. I always think of Guilty Gear whenever that comes up. I don't know what this scene is that they're talking about. This is entirely foreign to me. Everyone's looking in and laughing at me because I don't know. They're outside the glass, pointing at little monkey me as I peel banana, and I do not know. He doesn't know? He doesn't know? For the second time at the Ultimate Academy, a body discovery announcement sounded out. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's a channel emote. Those who weren't present at the magic show heard it and came running.
What?
What's going on? I don't know. I don't know what happened. We should break the tank, right? We gotta check what's inside. Break it?
Yeah.
Yeah, break it. It'll take too long to drain it by hand.
Huh?
But what will we even use to break?
Hey!
Gonta, Keyboy, you're up.
Huh?
What do you mean? We're up.
You're so dumb.
Gonta, throw Keyboy as hard as you can. Use that robot like a battering ram.
Do not mock me!
Who are you calling a battering ram?
Got it.
Gota, throw Kibo. Got it.
Got it!
Then I'll help too.
Please, wait!
Now, wait just a second. You don't need to team up now. Holy shit.
Ah!
Okay. I guess he really is a robot. He's big and strong, hunk of metal. The sound was intense. A wall of piranhas and water dyed red with blood rushed out. We watched helplessly as the area flooded with water. After some deliberation, we decided to start cleaning everything up. However, I made sure not to disturb the scene more than necessary. With Karumi's expertise, we were able to clean up enough to start investigating. I've gathered Ryoma's body and belongings in one place. Kibo looks depressed. He was just used as a battering ram, so I understand why.
However,
He's been reduced such that he can be carried in one hand. How fleeting and fragile life is.
Gota, put piranhas in bucket. Piranhas all got big tummies. Gota think they full.
Ew.
Today Ryoma's fish food, and tomorrow he'll be fish shit.
Oh my.
Don't say such things.
Himiko?
Are you okay?
Is this...
This wasn't an accident, was it? Does it mean the killing game has started again?
How could this happen? We swore to each other, didn't we? We swore we'd never let the killing game start up again.
Why?
So that was all just a lie. You guys are liars. All you liars, apologize to Ryoma. He believed the killing game wouldn't happen anymore.
Unacceptable.
Your disingenuous tears mark you as the liar right now.
Did I get caught?
Oh, you figured it out? You've got a pretty good eye there, Kyo. Hey, guys! How's it feel now that you've got a second murder victim on your hands? Huh? Ryoma's transparent? Is my X-ray vision superpower finally awakened?
Rise and shine, Ursine!
Father, you don't have superpowers. He's just been reduced to a skeleton.
Alright!
Finally! I've been waiting for the killing game to start up again. That means we can put all this boring crap on hold and start playing the blame game.
That's nice.
You're raring to go, Mono. Who are you again?
The hell you say?
Monosuke! You should at least remember your own kid's name.
Monophony, are you okay? 5, 4. Why are you counting, Monophony? Why are you counting? Because 3, I'm seriously 2, gonna puke 1 now. Blah, 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 blah. As we all know, that is the sound of barfing. Is blah, 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 blah. Bah, she puked again.
You stupid!
What the hell are you doing, you failure?
Dumbass!
Listen up. We're here to make sure the killing game goes smoothly, capiche?
They're so
Also to keep me company. And new mascots present lots of exciting business opportunities.
Yes.
Shut up, you failure.
dang it.
What? Me too.
Yoo-hoo.
Hey, this conversation is fun and all, but we should really get this over with.
'Cause Atua said
Don't we
so.
need to start investigating or something?
All right.
All right, I'll get the culprit this time for sure. Hurry up and, give us the thingy.
Okay.
You mean the Monokuma file, right? I also investigated the cause of death this time, so read it to your heart's delight.
Pops!
Oh, this is sorta unrelated, but I got a great business idea.
Yeah, that is totally unrelated.
Got it?
Let's use this Monokuma file to start a funeral services business. You know how it gets awkward at funerals when you start asking about the cause of death?
And that's that.
And if we pass out Monokuma files, even the worst deaths will get a giggle out of the attendees. Well, Pops, what do you think?
They're so freaking cute.
Huh? Cute?
The way you pass the files is just so cute. Why don't you come over with me over here?
Pops is gonna lick me all over.
That's great. Get the fuck out of here. No! Stop talking! I hate you, Mono Kids. Leave me alone. Leave me in peace. You freakazoids. Father's showering Monosuke with all his love. Ooh, you really think baby Monosuke's right? Maybe father doesn't like us anymore because we're not hostile and threatening enough. I think maybe I'll follow Monosuke.
So long. Farewell.
They hate it. Good.
So then,
I hate you, stupid children. In any event, let us begin the investigation. investigation. So it's really going to start again.
Actually,
I can't believe it. One of us killed Ryoma.
Someone among us.
How'd this happen?
No more. Gota no wanna investigate friends. No wanna suspect friends.
Then don't do it. I'm not going to investigate either.
Huh?
because
You'll be fine if you're a short person. And I doubt a child caregiver would be much help.
Or if you're short a person. Blah. Well, you'll be fine if you're a short person. Why did I think she said that? What's wrong with my brain? Wait, Maki! I tried to stop her, but Maki didn't even turn around and kept walking.
what was that?
You'll be fine if you're a short person. 5'7" is okay with me. The fuck is that bitch's problem? She's seriously not gonna investigate?
Incomprehensible.
That seems rather irresponsible.
Yes.
She likely assumes someone else will take care of it. And I suppose she isn't wrong. You know what? I guess I'm talking about guys. 5'7" is like the short cutoff for men, I feel. For women, it's like 5'2". You're not short. If you're a girl, you're not short until you're like 5'2". Yeah, 5'5" is average for women. I feel like that's pretty normal. But once you reach like 5'2", 5'1", then you're officially short. I'm gonna tattle on Nar and tell everyone that she's sub 5 foot because she's a little midget person. My good friend Narwhal, who is a baby. But why would she say that now? She participated in Rentaro's investigation. Although, I suppose Maki has been acting strange lately. I've been told she spends all day in her lab. What is she doing in there? Well, I'll have a talk with Maki later. For now, we should start investigating.
Always messing around.
I'm seriously pissed we gotta do this. But it's our only chance to survive.
Right?
Yup, I'll do my very best too.
Because
Gonta and I have to work especially hard so we can regain everyone's trust.
Right.
Oh yes, you right.
Yeah, 5'5" is totally normal for girls. You don't have to feel bad. 5'7" is like where it starts to get sus, you know, for men. But 5'6" is really like you're short. 5'7", I feel like, you know, you can sort of pretend. Even your mom is taller. Yeah, Germa's 5'8". Germa's a midget. Regardless of his actual size. I don't even know if Germa's actually 5'8". I don't know if that's a meme or not. But we don't even need to investigate. It's pretty obvious who the culprit is.
Huh?
What?
Right?
Ryoma was murdered during a certain little magical girl's show. Right?
Yeah?
So I think we need to be a little more suspicious of that little magical girl. But she's so suspicious that it seems not suspicious.
Right?
But then again, she's made herself look not suspicious, so now she's super suspicious.
Hey, degenerate male!
Jeez, shut up already. How dare you toy with Himiko's pure heart?
You got me.
You just said Himiko, didn't you? But I never mentioned her name.
You gotta be kidding me!
Ah, shut up, shut up! Himiko would never do something like that! I know her best, right, Himiko?
No.
No. 5-5. I actually have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is Jotaro is like 186 centimeters. That's the only amount of height that I know for someone. I think that's right. He's supposed to be very tall. 165 centimeters. Yeah. I was gonna say I think it's around 160, but I don't want to lie. I don't want to make a completely uneducated guess and then just throw everyone off. No. This is the part where you agree with me.
Anyway,
Himiko, can you at least tell us the trick behind the underwater escape act?
because
If we know how the trick works, we can try and figure out how the culprit killed.
It's impossible.
That's not possible.
Huh?
Not possible. Why not?
It's magic.
There's no trick to the underwater escape, 'cause it was my magic. How long is that donkey-lipped midget gonna keep saying that?
Himiko, in order to find the culprit, it's plain to see we need your help.
Cut it out.
My answer won't change, no matter what you say.
'Cause I'm a mate.
There's no trick to my magic, 'cause it's magic.
Seriously? Come on.
Number 15, underwater escape spell.
How long are you gonna keep that bullshit up? Listen, if we don't catch the culprit, we're...
Cut it out already!
That's enough! If Himiko says it's magic, then it's magic! I'll use my Neo Aikido to obliterate any degenerate male who bullies Himiko!
What?
I'm not bullying her. It's her fault she's being so stubborn.
Well, it's fine if you don't want to tell us. I'll just find out myself. Actually, that sounds pretty fun.
Seems as if.
To solve this mystery, we must first learn the trick behind Himiko's underwater escape act.
We must do it.
We have no choice in the matter.
He's right. We have no choice. We have no choice but to find the culprit who killed Ryoma. This investigation is to save all our lives, because we're risking our lives in the class trial.
Yeah, that's true. That's the conceit of the game. You figured it out.
Shuichi!
Hey, Shuichi, you got a sec?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I mean,
Before we start the investigation, there's something I gotta tell you.
Alright!
You're my sidekick from now on.
Your sidekick?
You know,
I'm more of a scientist kind of guy, so I'm not really cut out for investigations.
But that's a good quality to have for an investigation.
listen up.
Plus, the only stage fit for Kaito Momota, luminary of the stars, is the universe itself. So I'll leave the details to you. Pave the path for my success.
But
But I don't know what to do as a sidekick.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'll make all the tough calls, so you just gotta do what I say.
He loves making decisions on his own, doesn't he?
I mean,
Yeah, but 5'5", I'm pretty sure 5'5" is the literal average American woman height. Well, I don't know. Because you have to account for American populations, right? Like African American women are taller. Hispanic women are shorter. So I think when you account for different populations, I think white women are about 5'5". I think that's how it shakes out. And I think white men are about 5'8", and I think that's how it shakes out. Well, your average corn-fed, beef-fed American is about 6 feet tall and 6 feet wide, and he rolls around through the fields like God intended. I actually have no clue, but I think that 5'5" is like the adjusted average height. This could all be super wrong. I could be remembering incorrectly. Feel free to look it up and fact check me, even though fact checking, as we know, will ruin this podcast.
So, I'll take full responsibility. Since you're my sidekick, there's nothing to worry about.
Got
it.
Alright, let's get started. First, we gotta check the Monokuma file.
Okay.
Yes, right. Kaito making me his sidekick. Or making me a sidekick like this. Could it be? Yeah, he's trying to help you, I guess. Kaito's definitely not, he's definitely not, like, covering for his incompetence by being assertive. Who would ever do that? What kind of person would substitute confidence for competence? I don't know anything like that. I don't know anyone who would do that. That would be crazy. Is he trying to help me?
Hey, what's the matter? Let's check the Monokuma file already.
Okay.
Right. At Kaito's behest, I looked over the Monokuma file. The victim is Ryoma Hoshi, the ultimate tennis pro. He's 3. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. He's 3'5". Excuse me, I had a big yawn there. The body was discovered in the gym. The cause of death was drowning. His body was consumed by piranhas until only bones remained. The cause of death was drowning, huh? So it wasn't... Huh. No other injuries can be confirmed at this time.
Come on, man.
What? There's less written here than before. I've got a bad feeling about this.
The time of death isn't written here.
Remember.
The previous Monokuma file indicated Rantaro's time of death, correct? Yeah, it said that when he was dead. 5'10". That's awfully tall for a Japanese boy. Although, who the fuck knows what ethnicity these people are supposed to be. Like, even though it says they're all, like, Japanese names, they're all, like, weirdly mixed sometimes. So you can never really be sure. But the Monokuma file this time doesn't indicate a time of death.
What?
Did Monokuma mess up?
No.
No, this was intentional. Monokuma told us that he wouldn't give us any information that would reveal the culprit.
But...
Thinking about it that way, it implies that the information would be a damning evidence for the culprit.
So that means the key to this case is the time of death.
Well done.
There you go. I knew I picked a good sidekick.
There's one more thing in the Monokuma file that catches my eye. Ryoma's cause of death. It says drowning, but if that's the case, we might be able to unravel the case from there. Yeah! I'm so smart, I thought about those things too. I even said it out loud, cause I'm so smart! Yeah!
Alright, Now that we're done with the Monokuma file, we can get started on the investigation. My first command to my new sidekick is investigate everywhere and find clues that will lead us to the culprit.
He's pretty commanding, as I expected. Alright. Let's go check it out. The piranhas are all just sitting there. Oh, I didn't notice that before.
It's the large water tank from the escape trick. The glass is broken. It's in bad shape.
Come on, man.
Did you guys really need to break the glass? Everything's soaked now.
But
Well, if we had left Ryoma's body in there, we wouldn't have been able to investigate.
That's right.
I guess it would have taken way too long just to empty the whole tank with a bucket.
okay.
It was a lot of cleanup, but at least we can investigate the tank now. There might be a clue around here. I should take a closer look.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we broke the glass, there isn't much of anything left in the tank. But I should investigate the area thoroughly. There's bound to be something. She wants to be a dragon. Yes, true. Okay, glass panel. There's a square pane of glass at the bottom of the water tank. It doesn't look like a broken piece. The other fragments are far more random than this. It's nearly impossible for the broken water tank to produce such a perfect square of glass. Yeah, we were talking about you. I hope your nose was itchy because we were talking about you. How tall is your mom? Just asking. No reason. Then what exactly is this pane? Square glass pane. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the trick. Is there anything suspicious about this curtain?
Hey,
It's been bothering me. What was that curtain for?
That's
It was in order to hide the water tank. Your mom's like 5'9"? Dang. That's tall for a girl. None of the girls in my family are that tall. When Himiko was performing her escape, this was closed to prevent us from seeing.
Ah, so that's what it was. What it is. Then, is it some kind of clue?
I don't believe so. I don't see anything suspicious about it. What? We can't pull it away? There's like a whole other part. Like, what's over here? What happened? I just noticed Karumi just hanging out up here. She's doing the investigation. She's doing a good job.
It's a bucket full of piranhas.
Gonta said he picked up all the piranhas and put them here. I can't believe Gonta would do that with his bare hands. Wait. Yes, I can. Be quiet, Sabaka. I was alluding to it. I was alluding. I didn't say anything specific.
When I think that Ryoma is inside their stomachs, I don't even feel like eating them.
Why would you even consider eating them in the first place?
Only the strong can survive in this world that Atua has created.
Amen.
The least we can do is pray for Ryoma's soul, so that he may enter Atua's kingdom.
come on, man.
Can he really go there looking like this?
But
Those piranhas sure were a miraculous mystery. Maybe Atua was behind those videos too.
What are you talking about?
I noticed it right as the show started.
what a surprise.
I feel like there are more piranhas today than yesterday when we were preparing.
no.
More piranhas?
What? Did they multiply overnight? There's no way they can reproduce that fast.
But
Wait. It doesn't seem like there's spoilers. Just read it and make sure there's not spoilers. I think Celestia Ludenberg, I think she's a follower, if I remember correctly. Although I might be wrong. I just see Ryoma. But I will not read this. Just to make sure that there are no spoilers. I am looking away respectfully.
But compared to yesterday, the piranhas looked super crammed into that tank.
Okay, we're good. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I recognize Celestia Ludenberg. I'm pretty sure that they're a follower. So I think it should be fine, but you know, who knows? Lots of people like to play the long game for no reason. It's like you spent like several months of your life waiting to spoil the next Danganronpa game after I played 2. Yeah, I know you guys don't care as much. Obviously, it's different for me because, you know, I'm creating the content. But I know, like, Sabaka knows all this stuff. So I will read it just to see. So, Ryoma was the only one to be drowned. Sanka was stabbed. Yeah. Sanka was stabbed. Chihiro was bludgeoned by a dumbbell. Yeah, I remember that. So these are all the kills, like, so far. Yeah, the imposter was skewered. A lot of people get stabbed and like, hit. But I was gonna say, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryoma was the first person to drown. Oh yeah, I guess Sakura was technically poisoned. I forget that Sakura poisoned herself. I always just think suicide is its own thing. But that is funny that both Nagito and Sakura committed suicide and they both poisoned themselves. That's an interesting I don't know. It's like poetry, sort of. They rhyme. Yeah, I would trade almost any Danganronpa character for Sakura. She's so awesome. Yeah, technically Nagito made someone else poison him, but like it's just interesting that they share the same cause of death and they both committed suicide. How could you do this? I can't believe you committed suicide. I can't believe it. I think that's the only Neil Breen movie I haven't seen. I've seen Twisted Pair, I've seen Double Down, I've seen Pass Through. But what's the one where he's like, how could you do this? I can't believe you committed suicide. It's I Am Here Now. I'm pretty sure that's what the movie's called. I'm pretty sure it's called I Am Here Now. Yeah, it would have been a suicide if the spear was the cause of death. Oh yeah, Nagito's case is very complicated, obviously. Like, it's a whole deal. Ah, so they looked more crammed together.
Oh dear.
The water was too murky, so I couldn't tell how many more piranhas there were.
Oh my.
But anyway, it was super crammed.
What a surprise.
Super crammed.
Remember Nagito's case? Remember how cool it was? What a cool game. Jeez, we get it. More piranhas than yesterday. There might be something to that. Don't talk to me about the octagon. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the nonsense definition of octagon. Ugh, I'm gonna barf. I'm gonna barf thinking about the stupid octagon. Stop. Stop talking about the octagon. don't want to hear it. No more. Yeah, Mikan, well, I don't know. Maybe Mikan got like despair powers once she remembered she was a despair monster. She like, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, Mikan seems, it's why I didn't really suspect her, because she's too stupid. Yeah, I should figure out a way to make Monokuma stop. Fateful Findings. Thank you. Fateful Findings is the one. I think I Am Here Now is another one I haven't seen. I Am Here Now. I'm missing 2 films in my Neil Breen catalog. Okay, bye, Tiara. Thanks for hanging out. Always good to see ya. Anyway, enough about this. I really should figure out like a way to make Monokuma stop an emote. That would be fun. I guess, yeah. Those are the only crushing executions. Junko, Chiaki, and Kaide. The executions are very varied, though. Like, it's not like the kills, which are pretty much like, you know, you get stabbed or you get hit, right? A lot of them, they're all very similar, but the executions are wild and varied, from like G-Force to getting thrown in a volcano or getting stabbed by a million Monokumas. But it is interesting. Like, looking at these patterns is always interesting, even if it doesn't mean there's like necessarily a connection. I always think it's interesting to check out like, where do these similarities line up? Who has the same kill methods? How does this connect? Does it connect? I think that's interesting to think about. Handcuffs. Why are there handcuffs here? And my controller doesn't like it. Just calm down. There we go. Still locked, and there are small scratches on them. The cuffs appear to be stainless steel, so not too hard to scratch. They must have been scraping against something hard or sharp. What are those handcuffs? Were they in the tank? But I've never seen handcuffs in the warehouse. Where'd they come from? That's true. There weren't any in the warehouse. So, where did they come from? Yeah, Leon got pelted, which I guess is bludgeoning. Mondo turned into butter. That's the one I was thinking of with G-Force. Celeste got hit by a fire truck, but then there's also the explosion, so that's sort of vague. Alter Ego got turned into a ball, yes. Teru was boiled. Yeah, he was like fried. He got turned into tempura. Pekka was stabbed a bunch. Mikan was taken to space. She went. There were angels. And yeah, Gundam was trampled. I think I remember making a joke about Gundam's execution. No, Gundam's the one who's like, his face is in the clouds and he's like giving a smile or something, like at the end of Stardust Crusaders, where like their souls are like goodbye. That's true. Kyoko's father in the intro to Danganronpa 1 gets shot off in the rocket and he turns to bones, and that's why he gets put in the little box, which is very cool. I remember finding that out later, like, oh yeah, that was technically the first execution. So that's clever. They weren't in the warehouse.
Another place that might have handcuffs is... Could it be... he's a prisoner? Ryoma's lab wasn't just for the ultimate tennis pro, but also for the ultimate prisoner. Perhaps some of the elements of that was in his lab as well. Or some element of that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was gonna say, clearly it's got something to do with the fact that he's like a prisoner or whatever. I hope Kokichi doesn't make it to the end either. I can't imagine that he will. He seems too annoying. I'm sure he's either gonna kill or get killed, and it's gonna be like a big deal. Ryoma's body is nothing more than a skeleton now. Not even a shadow of what he was. What the heck is this? Hey, is this really Ryoma? I didn't see the moment it happened, so I can't believe it.
Okay,
I'm certain of it.
remember.
Everyone watching the show witnessed it. We saw Ryoma become nothing but bones.
Damn.
I can't believe he died in such a gruesome way.
Well,
Yeah, Byakuya was annoying, but like Byakuya kind of came around. Although maybe Kokichi could come around. I don't know. I don't know the rest of this game, but it definitely doesn't seem like he will. The water filled with blood so fast. We didn't see the whole thing, thankfully. But this skeleton is unmistakably Ryoma's. Jeez. I know he wanted to die, but he didn't have to actually go and do it.
no.
No, I don't think that's right, Kaito. Ryoma wasn't trying to die. He said as much. He was jealous of us, who wanted to live. Huh? What do you mean he was jealous? Oh yeah, we talked about it as soon as the Monokuma file came. Is like, oh, he died of drowning. Well, he couldn't possibly have died of drowning. Like, even in a minute, if you inhale water into your lungs, like if you try, you won't die of drowning in a single minute. So clearly something else is going on. I'm positive that Ryoma wanted to join us. That's why he needed a reason to live. So that he could have the same feelings we do. So that he could have that reason to keep going. To fight alongside us. Then... he was a real idiot. Who cares if you don't have a reason to live? Can't your reason for living be something simple? Like good food or your friends? Damn it. That idiot. Oh, poor... You know what? Kaito, I keep trying to remember your name, but I keep calling you Kamina, so I can't remember it. Ryoma's belongings are all gathered together. His clothes, his monopad, the key to his room. That's it. If we use this key, we can investigate Ryoma's room. What's in his room to investigate?
Remember.
I guess that's true, yeah. Rantaro's death is sort of... I don't know. I was sure that... I don't know. I couldn't really tell. I kind of figured either Shuichi or Kaide was gonna die because of the way that they were talking to each other. Like, oh yeah, once I get out, I'm gonna take off my hat and then you can see my face for real. It's like, oh, Shuichi, you're so dead. But that's not how it ended up happening. And this time, too. Shuichi was like, oh boy, Kaito, I sure did miss training tonight. But gosh darn it, it's not like I'm never gonna see you again. I was like, oh, Kaito's so dead. But that didn't happen. So who knows? The motive video. We should find out whose video Ryoma had.
Then you think Ryoma was killed because of that video?
No.
I can't say for certain, but we should check, just in case. I mean, Kaide did get to show us the most important song, Claire de Lune, from the classic video game Evil Within. You all know it. Although, he might have had my video. If that were the case, I might be a suspect. Well, no point thinking about that now. There's a ladder here. A step ladder? Excuse you? You shouldn't judge things based on your narrow-minded assumptions, Shuichi. There's a ladder here. I wonder if it was used to set up the show.
Hey,
That would be really funny if the game was just consistently switching protagonists because your protagonist is always the person who committed the murder. That would be absolutely deranged. You were helping set up the show, right, Kirumi? Did you hear anything about the trek?
I do not agree.
No, I did not hear a word. Furthermore, my help consisted of sewing up the banner and the curtains. So, I do not know the details of her trick.
well,
I see. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be actually anything behind there. There's just the steps to get up to the top. Although it seemed like there might be something behind the curtain, but eh. Yeah, the first time was a trap, and so it's sort of different. Like, that was the first time that your main character actually was the killer. And honestly, I thought it was pretty good. I thought the way they did it was good. I definitely had certain suspicions going in. And like weird things that I mentioned. But I didn't exactly see it coming. It was still a curveball, but it didn't seem completely out of the blue, you know? It's not like Heavy Rain where your thoughts lie to you. Well, I can't even remember the name of the detective, but like you can do the thoughts and he's like, I wonder who the killer is, because we gotta find that killer, because I don't know who it is. Shelby, yeah, Scott Shelby. Yeah, Nagito, obviously Teruteru is not exactly the smartest person. And he was trying to kill Nagito in the first place. And this is the timer that was counting down to the escape trick. I didn't realize it was also a timer to reveal Ryoma's body. When I stood on stage and looked up, the piranha tank was directly overhead. It was set up so that the bottom would open when the timer had reached 0. The bottom is open now, and the tank is empty. It doesn't look as though it has a lid. I can see the ceiling straight through. And the only front side is glass. And only the front side is glass. The other sides are made of wood. So the piranha tank has no lid. And only the front was made of glass. Oh yeah, that tank was from Himiko's research lab. Hey Kaito, you helped carry supplies for the show, right?
Got it.
Oh yeah, I feel like we can immediately eliminate Himiko and Angie. Because Angie's like bubbly and suspicious, but I feel like she's
It's too obvious. And Himiko obviously didn't do it because she was freaking out.
Yeah, me, Kibo, Himiko, and Angie. It was a lot of work. But I just helped carry it. I wonder how they hung it from there.
You know,
It was a heavy tank full of water and piranhas. It couldn't have been easy to lift.
It seems this is where the batten? Batten?
Okay, I guess that's a word. I don't know.
Well, the gym is attached.
Ah, Karumi.
The control panel on the side of the stage allows you to raise and lower the baton. It seems they lowered the baton, attached the piranha tank to it, and then raised it again.
I never knew lighting batons were sturdy enough to lift a tank like that.
That is correct.
Since it was built to lift heavy objects, it is probably quite sturdy.
Sabaka's, yeah. I know you are mad about characters. Here's the light panel.
huh?
What is this?
That is.
It is the control panel for the stage lights. It allows you to raise and lower the baton.
Ah, I see. Also, oh, there's still more things to investigate. Okay. Sorry for freaking out at you a little bit, Celestia, because we've had people try to spoil stuff before, and like as soon as I read a name in a chat, I'm like, oh, stop reading. Just assume it's a spoiler. So sorry about that earlier. And there's a curtain covering it, but I believe there's a window on the other side.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? You want to check that window out?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Ah,
Oh, it's too high up to reach, huh? Yeah, it is pretty high. Even higher than the piranha tank.
higher than the piranha tank.
yeah.
That's right. There was a ladder next to the stage. I'll go get it.
Okay.
Hey, so
But you know, shouldn't the sidekick being the one bringing the ladder?
Thank you.
Yeah, I suppose so. Thank you. After setting up the ladder on top of the stage, I climbed the rungs.
You can just barely reach the window with this. And if you open the curtain,
Yeah, you can see the
window is open.
gym.
if the window's open, does that mean the culprit used it?
The culprit may have gone in and out through this window.
So what's on the other side of the window?
I can't see much. But I think it's the pool.
Or the pool, sorry. We're in the gym. The other side is the pool.
A pool, huh? I heard we had one here somewhere.
Who was in there when we found it? It was me. I think it was Tenko and maybe Angie? Question mark?
All right, let's check it out later. The culprit probably went through there.
Oh, wait. What is this?
What's up?
Nothing. It just looks like marks on the window frame.
Yeah, Kaito sounds so old. Like, not everyone sounds old. I don't know. I feel like most of the guys in this game sound really old. Like, Shuichi sounds like a grown man doing a child voice. Kaito sounds like an old man. I mean, he obviously is an old man. He's Kamina. But, like, the girls do all right. But all the guys are like, I'm a high schooler. I'm normal. The window frame has distinct abrasions, perhaps scratched by something. This might be related to the case. I should remember it. Man, I need to get a real mic stand so that I can recline in my chair and not have it fucking block the screen. I climbed down from the ladder to the stage. You done investigating the window? Then I'll put the ladder back.
Okay.
That'd be great. Thank you, Kaito.
Jeez.
Shouldn't the sidekick be doing this? He complained, but he still put the ladder back for me. Alright. We all done here? Then let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Gonta.
How can this be?
Gonta could have saved him. No, Gonta should have saved him.
What happened?
Gonta, what's wrong?
When piranhas attacked Ryoma, if Gonta had dived into tank, then Gonta could help Ryoma. But Gonta got scared. Too scared to do anything.
Gonta, idiot.
No, Gonta not idiot. Don't say that, Gonta.
Gonta really sorry.
Come on, man.
A man shouldn't apologize.
A man shouldn't apologize so easily.
And even if you had jumped in, they would have just eaten you too.
That's true.
From what I read in the Monokuma file, you couldn't have saved him anyway, Gonta.
Huh?
Shadow the Hedgehog, never apologize. Those black creatures. Maria, no!
Oh, really? Does it say that in Monokuma file?
You know,
You haven't even read the Monokuma file yet.
Gonta not smart.
I feel really bad because now it's Kaito talking to Gonta, and I'm doing a Kaiji Tang voice for Kaito, but Kaiji Tang actually voices Gonta. So it's getting like, my brain's collapsing in on itself. Oh my god.
No, Gonta not really understand it. Gonta not smart enough to be helped.
Dumbass.
What are you talking about? If you've got time to apologize, you've got time to read the file. If you think you can't help, then work till you can. That's what you can do.
You're right.
That's right, Gonta. You're a huge help. There's some information that only you know, after all.
Information only Gonta know.
Remember, during the show, you went up on the stage? And that was about 20 seconds before the piranhas dropped, right?
Yeah, cause Gonta worry about Himiko.
Could it be?
Did you see inside the tank? Did you see Himiko or Ryoma?
No.
No, Gonta see no one in tank. Gonta kinda surprised.
I was gonna say, maybe he saw Ryoma in the tank and was like, what? But I guess Ryoma was in the tank and then got dropped in? But then how would the piranhas not eat him is the real question. Because the murderer, like so it seems like the murderer went in through the pool, climbed up the ladder, dumped Ryoma's body into the tank, and then when the tank splashed down, he was in there, and then the piranhas ate him. But how would the piranhas not eat him while he's in the tank? Because it seems pretty obvious that he was drowned in the pool. Drowning pool.
What? Nothing wrong with me.
But the question is how? And by who?
But when the piranhas were dropped in and the curtains opened, Ryoma was in the tank, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So...
Then, when did Ryoma get in there? You didn't see it happen?
Oh, Gonta...
Gonta don't know. Everyone see Ryoma in tank when piranhas drop in. After that...
Sorry.
Sorry. Gonta should have watched tank better.
Dumbass.
Like I said, a man shouldn't apologize so easily. Yeah, you're right.
You know,
But this is a problem. Now I'm even more stumped. Even if Himiko disappearing was a part of the Underwater Escape Act, how did Ryoma get into the tank? Was that part of Himiko's trick?
I'm positive that mystery will be an important point of this case. Gonta's account.
Okay, anything else around? I guess we should talk to Himiko. My magic was supposed to make everyone smile.
Himiko!
Don't worry, everyone is smiling.
I don't think any of us can smile right now. Himiko, if it's alright, are you ready to talk about your underwater escape trick? We need to understand how your trick works if we're going to solve this mystery.
What are you saying?
There's no trick to my underwater escape act. It was magic.
come on, man.
You're still saying that? Do you understand the situation we're in?
Stop it.
No matter how much you guys threaten me, my answer won't change. It was magic.
Huh?
But
I'll protect you!
okay, your time is up. The Q&A session is now over. Unless you want to feel the full volcanic wrath of my Neo Aikido.
Jeez.
Man, this guard is more strict than the security at idol events.
What do you think, Angie? That's right. We need to ask Angie about the stage.
Angie!
Hey, Angie. I wanted to ask you some questions about the stage.
Yup, I was in charge of all the art. I even built and painted the stage.
Then, do you know anything about Himiko's trick? How it worked, perhaps?
Nope.
No, I don't know the trick. Miko only said it was magic.
I see. I suppose she didn't tell Angie the secret either. By the way, you asked other people to help you with the preparations, right?
Yep.
Yup, we started the prep work yesterday. Lots of people helped out. Like when we were moving the heavy tank and the stairs from Himiko's research lab.
Me and Kibo helped with that. The tank had a pulley, but because it was so huge, it was still a lot of work.
Right.
And I asked Kirumi to sew the curtains because I hate sewing.
Thanks, B2.
So basically, it's all thanks to Atua that the show was a success.
No, it's because of all of us.
Was it really a success? By the way, were the piranhas your idea?
Because.
On its own, the Underwater Escape Act is no different from a normal magic show.
So divine.
I thought it would make the show more exciting and divine if we used piranhas.
Atua has spoken.
That's what Atua told me.
So Atua gives you that kind of advice too, does he? And about the piranha taking the timer. Those were from Himiko's lab, correct?
Of course.
Yup. According to the Piranha text manual, it's synced up with the timer. When the timer goes off, the bottom of the Piranha tank will open automatically.
I see. That means that most of the equipment came from Himiko's lab.
And then.
And right when we finished the prep work and were about to take a break, Gonta captured us, so we couldn't rehearse at all.
Jeez.
When Gonta let us go, it was already nighttime, so we couldn't get back to the gym.
You know,
Oh yeah, you can't enter the gym at nighttime.
Yup.
So we decided to come to the gym today, before the morning announcement.
Thank you.
Himiko and I were waiting for the gym to open. Oh, I was so relieved the set was intact.
So no one could have snuck into the gym before those two got there.
What's up, Shuichi? Are you worried because of the confusing incident?
But.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
What?
Atua has broken.
You have nothing to worry about.
Huh?
Nothing to worry about.
No, no.
Nothing can escape Atua's sight, not even the culprit. Atua is truly a divine force to be reckoned with.
Angie's starting to sound more and more creepy. Alright, who else do we need to talk to? I guess Kibo? I think we'll talk to Kibo and then be done. When was Ryoma murdered?
Well, in the middle of the show, obviously. The culprit knew how Himiko's trick worked and took advantage of it to kill Ryoma. In other words, everyone watching the show isn't suspicious.
But
Kaito, you didn't attend the show either, did you?
Well, that's...
No, but I'm still not suspicious. I forgot a promise, so I was just eating breakfast.
Of course!
You got it? I'm not suspicious.
dear.
I do not understand how that explanation is supposed to convince me.
Kibo does have a point.
Okay, well, I guess his testimony was not helpful. Who the hell else? Can I leave? No, there are still things to investigate. Okay, the stage. I already got everything up here. Yeah. I already got the light panel. I already got near the water tank. We need to check the glass. I didn't find anything of interest. Yeah, I was thinking not. I guess I just have to talk to everybody.
All right!
My first command to my new sidekick is investigate everywhere.
Okay, I already said this. Shut up.
Hey, degenerate male!
Miko says it's magic, then it's magic. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think, Kokichi? You crazy person. I'm glad Himiko made this game more difficult. Now I won't be nearly as bored.
All right!
Time to work hard and solve this mystery. Get ready, culprit, cause here I come. What do you think, Samugi?
Like I thought.
If she doesn't tell us how the trick works, how do we convince her? Ryoma was a former apprentice of Himiko's master and vowed revenge on him. And he murdered a look-alike of himself in order to sabotage her show.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's happened before, probably.
Definitely, for sure. What do you think, Miyu? Anything helpful at all? Hey, Flamwad! There's something I need you to tell me. That's not a very polite way to ask someone for something.
You know.
It's got nothing to do with the incident, but I heard Gonta captured you guys last night. The hell was that all about? I was running around, so I got no clue what happened.
Got it.
Oh yeah, tell me too. I was also running, so I still don't know what went on.
How did Miyu escape from Gonta? He's not strong enough to fight him.
Why, you.
Chop, chop, you slimy shit.
Well, I suppose you could say that Gonta was tricked into kidnapping us. And the first ones to get captured were Kibo, Kyo, Samugi, Tenko, and I. Himiko and Angie were brought in later.
From the gym, right?
Okay.
Exactly. And Kokichi left the room later, left the room after around 9 p.m. So they must have been brought in about 5 minutes before that.
If I remember correctly.
We were all forced to participate in Gonta's insect meet and greet. We were freed about an hour into nighttime, around 11 p.m.
I see.
From 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Everyone there had an alibi. And then those people without an alibi are me, Kurumi, Maki, and Ryoma.
I see you've learned what an alibi is, thanks to the previous incident.
But what the fuck is this insect meet and greet bullshit?
Why?
By the way, Miyu, how were you able to get away from Gonta? Well, I had to use my secret woman weapon, and let's just leave it at that.
Huh?
Secret woman weapon?
Wait!
Wait, hey, what's a secret woman Is she trying to laugh it off?
Come on, man.
Shuichi, let's just leave her be. Listening to her will just tire you out.
You're right.
You're probably right. Perhaps it's better to get the truth out of her at the class trial. Okay, insect meet and greet. All these people are normal. Anything else? Okay, I guess we gotta fucking talk to Kyo. What do you think?
However,
I never would have imagined such a cruel murder happening at such a fun show. Why did the culprit commit such a barbaric act? Did they wish to see us panic?
no.
I don't think that was the sole motivation. There was some other reason for it. And that reason must be related to Himiko's magic show somehow.
I see.
So that means the culprit knew of Himiko's trick and made use of it, yes? If that's true, did Himiko tell someone? Someone who thinks the trick is actual magic?
Well then.
Since the show was used, we must investigate the trick as well.
Whoa, I guess he phased out of reality. At least he didn't, like, get deleted like other people do. A lot of times when people leave this perspective, they just get deleted.
Kyo murmured almost to himself, then walked to the back of the stage.
Is there anything to investigate backstage?
Let's follow him. We should investigate the entire area anyway. We followed Kyo backstage. Ooh, there's some ropes and some water. This is a pretty long rope. What was this used for? I estimated it's roughly 65 feet in length.
Huh?
You can tell just by looking at it?
But of course.
I am well versed in ropes. I once visited a village where their use was commonplace. When it was time for me to leave, the women of the village all begged me to stay. I find that deeply disturbing, but I have to focus on the investigation. Anyway, what is this rope? Could it be related to the case? Puddle. What? There's a puddle behind the staircase. This isn't a puddle from when we broke the tank. The floor around it is completely dry. Perhaps someone who was wet was here, doing something.
That's true.
Changing wet clothes?
But
But how would you get from the water tank to this space behind the staircase?
could it be...
This may be a vital clue for understanding the underwater escape trick. I mean, look at the giant obvious hinges on the, like, come on. Do you have the staircase? You have big come on, dude. Pull it together. The staircase goes up to the top of the stage. Inspecting it closely, I can see that some places on the side are wet. That might have something to do with the puddle next to it. There's something strange about it from behind. Other than the large sides, it's a normal tank.
I see.
All sides of the tank seem to be made of a special type of glass. I see no hidden doors. Very mysterious. I wonder did Himiko escape from the tank?
That's right.
Well, if we figured it out easily, it wouldn't be a magic trick.
However,
I believe that if we figure out the route Himiko took, we will discover how Ryoma got in there. That is true. There's a high probability that they used the same route. to reveal how Ryoma got into the tank. I need to reveal how Himiko managed to get out of it. I've investigated just about everything to do with the stage, but I still don't know how the trick was performed.
Hey, so
Hey, how long are you gonna investigate here? We still gotta find the culprit, you know? Come on, let's go.
Kaito!
Wait, Kaito! I believe we've investigated everything we need to for now.
Well, our investigation's over now. So, who's the culprit?
No.
I can't say for certain yet. There are other places I still need to investigate.
come on, man.
What? You still don't know? I never thought detective work would be such, well, work. So, where else do we gotta investigate?
That's...
First, the pool next to the gym. They're connected by the window above the stage, so that needs to be looked at.
that's true.
After that, I want to go into Ryoma's room and find out which motive video he had. Then, I want to investigate the Ultimate Tennis Pro's lab. I've deduced that the handcuffs we found in the water tank probably came from there.
Is that everything?
Last of all, the Ultimate Magician's lab. I want to know more about Himiko's trick. If we go there, I'm sure there'll be some kind of clue.
So we've got a lot to do then. Good luck, Shuichi. After all, it's gonna be you doing all the heavy lifting here.
You're right.
Right.
Don't screw around.
What do you mean, right? Are you saying I'm useless?
Is there a right way to respond to that? All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. I'll leave a little bit so that we can do these other parts and then we can do the class trial next session. Ooh, thank you all for joining me. This has been a big fun stream. Ooh. I'm getting fluctuations for a second here. That's weird. I don't know what the hell my computer's trying to do, but it's freaking out for a second. Anyway, it's time to go. I will see you all tomorrow. We'll be playing Arceus. I've been getting pretty huge in that. That's been a lot of fun. Capturing stuff. The whole 9 yards. I will see you tomorrow for that. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Have a great Out of Touch Thursday. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. And thanks to all the new followers, all the new people who watched. Always a lot of fun for me when I get to entertain people. Just feels good. So yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Mwah.